Even if you just do carbon dating,
Here.
you can prove that the Earth is much older than 6,000 years old.
Okay, so carbon dating. So carbon dating, we know it goes up to 50,000 years, right?
Yeah.
We find carbon inside of dinosaur bones. Now remember, it only lasts 50,000 years. If we're finding carbon inside of dinosaur bones, is it plausible to suggest the dinosaurs died out millions of years ago? So carbon dating is actually a friend to creationism and not Darwinian evolution. Do you have any response to that?
Not really.
So if you think the Earth is 6,000 years old, what's your response to like Venus, Mercury, Jupiter?
Jupiter is actually warm on the inside. Could it have stayed warm if I put a cup of coffee on the table, right? And steam is coming off of it? Is it reasonable to assume that cup of coffee is millions of years old? The rings around Saturn are moving away from the planet. And so it means that Saturn is young, that it was created recently.
7 billion people, I think it's nearly 8 billion people came from 2 people. I mean, that's gotta.
Yeah, but evolution asserts that 8 billion people descended from a rock.
Also, how do you claim that consciousness came from a creator and not from some adaptation that we obtained through evolution?
Unconscious dead material is not going to produce conscious living organisms.
How do you explain Adam and Eve? I mean, with the Habsburgs, you can see like inbreeding.
Inbreeding, yes, it would have been an issue had there been a lot of mutations. What causes inbreeding to be an issue? A lot of deleterious mutations building up. At the creation, there was no deleterious mutations, and that's why it's plausible to suggest we descended from 2 people because they had less mutations. As you add onto the population, you get more mutations. If evolution is true, the first single-celled organism that came alive would have reproduced worse versions of itself, and it would have died out from mutations. Evolution study surprises experts. Was your ancestor a ball of jelly? Do you think your ancestor was a jellyfish?
No,
What about like shrews, ancient rats?
no.
They say we all descended from a shrew, so I don't know. What you don't believe any of that?
No. Not a single piece.
Well, where do you think we came from?
I'm not sure, but I know not a rock or a jelly.
Hey guys.
Hi.
I don't know if you guys heard or not, but we found one of our earliest ancestors.
All right.
Can you guys guess what it was?
No, I don't particularly follow that realm of science.
Check it out. Was your ancestor a ball of jelly? Evolution study surprises experts. They're now claiming we descended from a jellyfish. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, as part of my religious beliefs and further study, I don't quite believe evolution is the most applicable answer to the creation of life.
You don't believe we descended from like a fish or anything like that?
No, evolution is not quite possible with our understanding of current genetics. Typically, mutations are caused by the deletion of genetic code, which would be disastrous for most life forms. Any sort of mutation, any sort of addition or creation of genetic code is always going to require considerable amounts of effort. And so,
Well, bro, like, no offense, but you're like a dinosaur because everybody believes in evolution. Like,
it's also a theory. Theories can be tested and proved wrong.
okay. So like you don't believe life came from a rock or anything like that?
Why would life come from a rock? Rocks don't have genetic code.
Well, here it is. And I was actually going to ask you guys about who your first ancestor is. It's actually a rock. Check this out. In science today, you owe your life to a rock. How do you guys feel about that?
How would that be possible?
It's science. I mean, they say so. I trust the experts.
Okay, do you mind leaving us be? I mean,
Okay.
it feels like you're just trying to show us articles on a phone and get a reaction.
Okay.
So if you could hurry along, I mean, please find someone else.
Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. So actually, dude, you did amazing. I'm a Christian, bro. I'm a Christian.
I was confused a little bit when I saw the cross necklace. You're like, by the way, life came from a rock. I went, where? I'd love to see how that lines up in Genesis 1-3.
Yeah. No, you did really well.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I post that?
I do not mind if you post that.
Okay, that was really good. What we do, actually, you can look up my channel. It's Matt Powell. I'll show you real quick. You're going to be debating me. This is crazy. The atheists are going to be so mad.
And I'm okay with that.
Matt, You know, I've been looking all over the campus for you. I got a call from your professor. He said you're not applying yourself. I got a letter from them saying that you're going to lose your scholarship for your gender studies. That's your passion. That's your passion. All the money that your mother and I have spent.
Are you embarrassed that you're doing this in front of other people, Dad?
Oh, I didn't even know. I'm sorry. Listen, you need to lay off the video games. These are your studies, man. You gotta be serious about this. Well, how are you gonna get a degree?
We find a tree that's upside down that connects millions of years, right?
Tornado, maybe. It can grow down because it has the nutrients it needs to grow that direction.
So it grew underground.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We find an upside down tree
Okay.
that connects all of the layers of strata of rocks.
Interesting. An upside down tree in rocks?
Yes.
What is this to prove? That trees can grow upside down? Why are trees growing upside down 20 billions of years ago when we have trees that stand upright now? You know, it's like, why can't we have upside down trees now? So I don't know, maybe there was a ploy back in the day that by dinosaurs to make trees grow upside down, just to make us confused now. I would say they succeeded, because I'm confused. Next slide.
You guys were actually laughing quite a bit. Like some of these answers had you guys laughing pretty hard.
We were trying to camouflage it, but it wasn't working too well. First, they're in shock because they don't know how to answer the questions after they see the pictures.
Trees grow like sideways, I've seen that. So maybe it just grew upside down. Maybe like water and sun still could get to that area. Who knows?
It really does seem like creation science is so defendable. It has such a great case.
Right.
Is it plausible to suggest that all of the matter and energy in the world was squished into a point smaller than a period on a page?
That is magic.
I'd say so.
It is a good case. Some of them are actually trying to come around to the answer.
Something major has to happen to cause that, because I've seen rocks. Rocks don't do that. So, yeah, I would say something major.
The one person said there had to be a flood. There had to be in order for the water to be above the mountain. It almost makes them think maybe there could have been a flood, you know?